Right now it's 6 emergency crews responding to a train fire in DeSoto. We're there live. And serious criminal charges for a lacrosse crocheting prodigy. What the victim told investigators and the sentence he could face.
You're watching WKDT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now at 6.
Good evening and thank you for joining us for News 8 Now. It's 6. I'm Emily Brown. Ken is off today. We start with breaking news out of DeSoto, Wisconsin. A train car on fire. News 8 Now's Brooklyn Hein is there live. Brooklyn.
We're in the town of DeSoto where a train has seemingly been derailed. You can see it right behind me. There are currently police, ambulances, and firefighters on the scene, but currently we have no updates from officials. We will provide more details as we can and as they come available to us. Reporting in DeSoto, Brooklyn Hein, News 8 Now.
All right, thank you, Brooklyn. Growing legal trouble for crocheting prodigy Jonah Larson and the serious allegations against him. News 8 Now's Grace Monk has been going through the criminal complaint. Grace.
17-year-old Jonah Larson faces charges of second-degree sexual assault of a child and bail jumping. He was in the Cross County Court this afternoon. According to the complaint, Larson allegedly sexually assaulted a 12-year-old girl at the Rhymes Youth Shelter on July 23rd. Larson claims he and the victim only made out, but investigators found inconsistencies. In his account, the victim alleges that Larson sexually assaulted her despite her repeated requests to stop, and it was the second time he reportedly assaulted her. The complaint reveals that Larson also is facing criminal damage to property and criminal trespassing charges in a separate case. Larson gained fame as a child for his crocheting skills. He's currently out on a $5,000 signature bond. If convicted, Larson could face up to 40 years in prison and a $100,000 fine. His next court appearance is set for September 3rd. Reporting in studio, Grace Monk, News 8 Now.
All right, thank you, Grace. Highway 16 is officially back in business. Traffic on the highway has been disrupted since April due to a WisDOT project. Major repair work was conducted on bridges, roads, and a LaCrosse Street intersection. Check your car seat safety for free in Monroe County. The health department releasing 6 dates for checks between now and October. Next Tuesday, then September 9th, 23rd, and 25th, then October 14th and 28th. To reserve a spot, you can call 608-269-8666. This week, Wisconsin joined a lawsuit against the Trump administration over potential restrictions on Victims of Crime Act funding. News 8 Now's Allison Ferget explains from the newsroom.
The Trump administration is demanding states participate in federal immigration efforts or they could lose access to funds. This comes after organizations already saw reduced funding in 2024, and they say more cuts would be devastating.
We're working hard to do the best for our victims and their survivors.
Each year, New Horizons in western Wisconsin serves around 500 people experiencing domestic violence. Organizations like them rely on Federal Victims of Crime Act funding to pay staff and continue providing services.
The funding actually comes from federal criminal cases, not taxpayer monies.
Groups throughout Wisconsin saw their VOCA funding slashed in 2024. That's after a federal cap limited how much individual organizations could receive.
Personally, New Horizons saw a loss of $337,000. And so we had to cut 3.5 advocate positions. So the fewer advocates that we have, right, the harder it is to continue providing the services that persons need.
New Horizons still receives $91,000 in VOCA funding, but now they might see those funds go away completely. The Trump administration wants to block states from accessing those funds unless they assist with federal immigration enforcement efforts.
If we lose that $91,000, that's even going to be more devastating. That truly might mean another position that we have to cut.
In a statement, Wisconsin's Attorney General called the Trump administration's move appalling. The state has now joined a lawsuit to block those conditions. The cap-off says if the conditions are upheld, it could be devastating for New Horizons.
If we continue to lose VOCA funding, I don't know where we will be. We'll probably have to go to serving less clients.
Kapoff says if you or someone you know is in an abusive situation, call New Horizons crisis number at 608-791-2600. Reporting in the newsroom, Allison Ferget, News 8 Now.
All right, thank you, Allison. Democratic Senator Tammy Baldwin introducing a bill aimed at National Guard and Reserve members. It's called Health Care for Our Troops. It would give them free medical insurance. Baldwin says about 130,000 people lack private health insurance. The bill has backing from several organizations, including the National Guard Association. Well, a pretty solid end to the week. We do have a bit of a dip in temperatures coming our way this weekend, Greg.
That'll be the big story going through this weekend, too. It kind of feel like the first week of October. We do have some showers and a few storms this evening to contend with that could impact outdoor activities like Friday night football. Right now, it's very light activity. There's your front that's beginning to push across the area, but you notice the coverage of these showers and even a potential storm south of Rochester is fairly scattered in nature right now. Eau Claire saw some activity come through. Minor amounts, like less than 0.05 of an inch with this activity, so it's just light sprinkles. And La Crosse has also seen a little bit of trace precipitation too. Now more will be developing with this front as it progresses southeast, but it's going to be scattered kind of in a line that'll come through La Crosse here by the time we get to about 8 to 8:30. Looks like the best opportunity. I think by 8:30 it's pretty much done with Eau Claire. That's the good news for anything further north. And then as you go towards Viroqua, down in Crawford, eastern Iowa, you'll see that activity probably persist to about 10 p.m. Just light activity too, but something to keep in mind if you're outside. Probably need the umbrella just for a brief moment. But later on, as we mentioned, we'll kind of break down how far those temps will drop, how long this fall-like conditions will last a bit later in the broadcast.
All right, sounds good. Thank you, Greg. Brewer legend Paul Molitor was at the Charmont Hotel today. It was tied to a Luther High School fundraiser. The Hall of Famer spent time with a fan who won an auction. They opened baseball cards and, of course, talked baseball.
A very special chapter of life, living in Milwaukee and playing for the Brewers and wearing that uniform. And for people still to be able to conjure up those memories and be a part of that, it makes the former players feel really good.
Molitor played 21 seasons in the majors. Today also happens to be his birthday. The Great River Folk Fest here in La Crosse is officially about to begin. Board members for the 49th annual event are busy putting the final touches on this year's festival. The celebration brings together local talent along with headliners, including folk artist Willie Carlisle.
Why not come here, hang out for a bit, support locals, support these awesome musicians, support the food trucks that are really good.
Tickets are available both online and at the gate. The festival runs all weekend long with Sunday's performances free to the public. The Coulee region is getting ready for apple picking season. Ferguson's Apple Orchard opens its doors tomorrow. There's tons to do, from weekend wagon rides to, of course, apple picking. General admission is $13.99. La Crosse County Human Services hosted a Brat Barn fundraiser today. It was at Festival Foods on Copeland Avenue and ran from 10:30 to 6 p.m. The money is going to help provide necessities and activities for children and families.
When community members kind of come alongside and support in ways, even just in whether donating money or purchasing brats, like it really is just like it's a joint effort. Like caring for these kids is not just a social worker issue. Like it's definitely something that like the whole county and city can get behind.
You can also donate online at lacrossecounty.org. Well, it's an exciting day for football fans across the area as it's the first Friday night of prep action. Jacob and Kate are live at one of the biggest games of the night. How's it going out there, guys?
Yeah, good evening, Emily. We're here at West Salem getting ready for Onalaska versus West Salem for a big game, Kate. And a little bit of drizzle here tonight, but we'll get to this action here in a second. But we had some games last night. We've got a lot of area games tonight, but this is a recent rivalry for week one, and we're looking forward to a good one here.
Yeah, these teams this will be the fourth straight year these two teams have faced off starting the year. They also faced off in the playoffs back in 2022. Always a battle between these two teams. Now, West Salem is 3-1 in those last four games, but you never know what you're going to get when they hit the field like they are tonight, so hoping for a good one.
A couple traditionally strong programs here, and they don't really like each other too much. It's a rivalry matchup, and we'll have all the fireworks coming up later in the Friday Night Frenzy. But later coming up in sports, we'll chat with head coach of the West Salem Panthers, Ryan Olson here. But that'll do it for us here, and we'll send it back to you in the studio, Emily.
All right, looking forward to it. Thank you. Coming up, FEMA teams assessing the Milwaukee flood damage, how they're trying to help the community rebuild and recover. And measles cases spreading in Wisconsin. What officials believe is behind it when we come back.
US Cellular makes it easy to switch. Get $1,000 off any phone with no trade-in.
We don't even have to trade in our teeth?
Nope.
I almost lost this one.
Get $1,000 off any phone with no trade-in, and we'll pay off your current contract when you switch. US Cellular, built for us.
To everyone out there who loves Culver's,
the feeling is mutual.
Everything's made fresh.
Everything. Everything.
It's our pleasure.
This is me and my happy place.
I wouldn't trade our Culver's for any other restaurant.
Culver's.
Yay!
We love our guests.
Love.
As much as our guests love us.
This is me and my happy place.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
Yeah.
It's the Labor Day sale at Drury's in Fountain, a huge store-wide event with savings on southern Minnesota's finest furniture. You'll find a stunning selection with savings you've come to expect at Drury's. Savings on top brands like Smith Brothers, Flexsteel, Eckernes, and Homecrest. Plus, special financing is available if your purchase is paid in full within 24 months. We'll even pay for your gas just for shopping at Drury's. Store-wide savings, 24-month financing, and free gas. Now during the Labor Day sale at Drury's in Fountain.
It's the summer sales event with the Ford crew. Final days.
Oh boy, the final days at the Ford Summer Sales Event. Great time to buy, Hank.
That's right, Sam. But time is running out for amazing deals on Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks for 48 years. On capable SUVs and on the built wild Bronco family. Hurry, it all ends September 2nd.
Now, during final days, get 0 down, 0% financing, and 0 payments for 90 days on F-150. Or lease for $499 a month with 0 down. See your local Northland Ford dealers.
Right now, you can get 4 free phones plus 4 lines for $90 with no trade-in.
Are we having the wool pulled over our eyes here?
No. And you get the latest phones.
High five.
Get 4 phones plus 4 lines for $90, and we'll pay off your current contract when you switch. US Cellular, built for us.
A critical next step is underway in Milwaukee that could potentially unlock federal disaster aid after recent storms and flooding. Several FEMA teams are going door to door in storm-affected neighborhoods to gather information on the scope of the damage. Adam Reif reports.
It's tragic how I had to go through that.
Seemingly everyone has a story of destruction.
It's really heartbreaking to see all what I lost.
And FEMA teams are hearing many of them as they assess flood damage throughout the area. No relief money can be made available without FEMA starting this process.
A lot of people lost a lot of things around here, and that's bad. So that's a good thing that they came out to check it out.
6 teams are fanning out to speak with people, sometimes even through doorbell cameras, about the damage they suffered and how they're impacted.
Did it affect mechanicals like furnaces, water heaters? Are you able to live in your home after the disaster? Or did it destroy the structure and it's just not safe to live in?
In many neighborhoods, there are small outward signs of progress.
I got to go and dump this load. I'm going to come back and we clean this whole block.
But inside thousands of homes, it's very different. The teams are working quickly to gather enough evidence to support an eventual request for a disaster declaration.
We won't visit every property, but we need to really see enough.
Local teams jump-started the process last week, and the state is confident FEMA will see what they see.
Their lives have been upended by this. We've been out here, we've seen it, we know it's severe.
The damage is severe enough that most people cannot absorb the financial hits of cleaning costs, damaged foundations, mold removal, or lost furniture.
If they want a complete good, I already see 60, 70,000, you know.
Is that something you can do?
No, not at all.
The helpful thing would be money.
But even if everything goes according to plan, getting federal aid could take months. Many are leaning on faith and FEMA to come through with a miracle.
Wisconsin health officials are on alert over more measles cases. There are 5 new cases. Officials believe they're tied to the 9 cases in Oconto County.
If an individual with measles is in an indoor space or a room and there's 10 individuals who are not protected, we anticipate that 9 out of those 10 will come down with measles.
The earlier cases were reportedly exposed to a common source, out-of-state travel. We'll have more news ahead, but first.
Yeah, definitely going to feel like the first week of October for a good stretch of the weather this weekend and next week. We'll break down what that means for temperatures and if it's going to be a dry stretch also. That all coming up on your First Warn Weather Update after the break.
Wait, you gave yourself a flu vaccine?
At your house?
How? FluMist, it's a flu vaccine you give yourself.
Yeah, at home.
You do what at home? FluMist Home. What? FluMist Home. A vaccine delivered to your home? Yes.
give yourself a shot? No, it's a mist that goes up my nose. My mom does it.
And it works?
Yeah, it's the same flu vaccine you get at the doctor's or pharmacy.
So easy. Even you can do it, Chief.
FluMist is a nasal spray flu vaccine for people aged 2 to 49. Don't get FluMist if you've had a severe allergic reaction to its components, eggs, or to other flu vaccines. Do not give FluMist to children or adolescents taking aspirin therapy. Tell your healthcare provider about all your medical conditions, including asthma, wheezing, or Guillain-Barré syndrome, and about all the medicines you take. Runny or stuffy nose, sore throat, or fever may occur.
So I can order FluMist online? Yeah, just go get your phone.
Get flu protection without the injection. Order at flumist.com.
At Overhead Door Company, we repair any garage door and only install the best. Serving up to 100 miles outside of the Onalaska, Wisconsin area. When you need a door company you can trust with your life, call Overhead Door Company of the Seven Rivers region.
You protected our rights, preserved our freedom. You may have even risked your life for us. Now, it's our turn to fight for you. Your local Wisconsin emergency, energy, and housing assistance providers, and the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund reward the service of our veterans with rental and energy support in their time of crisis. Apply today to get the fresh start you've earned.
Feel the electricity this summer with a new Honda. Let a great deal take you further. Whether you choose an electric Honda or a hybrid. From the Kelley Blue Book Best Value brand, right now, you can get a 2.99% APR on a 2025 Accord Hybrid.
From the creators of bacon, Applewood smoked ham. Ham and Swiss melts, 2 for $7. Arby's, we have the meat.
Primarily the next 3 to 4 hours, I think that's when we'll see some showers, maybe a storm or two. But you see, right now this line should begin to form here. It's really pushed south of Eau Claire, so although the threat remains for Eau Claire to see some activity, it's probably going to be really dwindling pretty quickly, that they're just not going to see much. But this activity then enhances a little bit towards about 7 to 8. So that's between about where Claus could see a shower, maybe a thunderstorm towards Volksfield. But notice it's kind of scattered in nature, even along this, as you could call it, maybe a line. It'll push down into Vernon, Crawford, and Richland counties after about 9. And still at this point, it's not a pretty solid line of rain or even thunderstorms. And eventually, as we get closer to 10, 11, it gets out of the area. We got generally clear skies. That'll be the other thing. It'll clear out pretty quickly behind this, and not expecting really much in the way of activity. You can see that little activity along with Minneapolis kind of falls apart. The front should be pushing east by morning time frame. And other than maybe some pockets of little low clouds you see there, otherwise it should be a quiet morning with the winds beginning to pick up. Now for tomorrow, really it's going to be sunny in the morning. The winds will start increasing, and in the afternoon with the daytime heating and this cool air mass coming, it's going to generate some low cloud cover throughout the afternoon and might be able to even get a few sprinkles or showers. You can see kind of popping up there. Very common to see this with when you have the cool air mass this time of year to come through. That'll probably continue to about evening, and then the clouds kind of dissipate. The winds kind of die off overnight, and we're going to repeat the same thing going into Sunday, because more energy is going to be rotating around that low, which is in southern Canada. So it's going to bring more activity and more afternoon clouds, and I think a better shot maybe for some rain as we go into Sunday afternoon, especially further north you go. So you could see still some showers Sunday afternoon. Very light precipitation amounts. It won't last long, but that threat exists all the way through the evening. And then once again, we'll see clearing skies. The winds will kind of die off once again Sunday. So kind of a repeat in winds. Gusting probably 25 to 30 in the afternoon. You'll see them start peaking probably between 1 to 4 p.m. right there. Maybe some gusts above 30. Some of the higher elevations, ridge lines could see that. Otherwise, they'll could die off overnight. And with that disturbance coming through Sunday, we'll see once again a repeat in the afternoon time frame. More probably widespread here, 25 to 30, and some isolated gusts above 30 between 1 and 4. So something to keep in mind for Sunday, some gusty winds and also the precipitation chance. Temperatures overall, we're going to go into tonight, waking up mainly in the upper 50s to low 60s. A little colder is further north because they're going to clear out. Tomorrow, look at these high temperatures. Quite a drop. Low 70s, upper 60s. And if we go through the next day, we're going to look at Sunday's temperatures. even cooler, upper 60s to near 70, along with that brisk northwest wind and some cloud cover. So it might feel chilly for some. And then as you go to Monday morning, we're going to see temperatures potentially in the 40s to start off the work week. So that definitely is going to be the jacket. And that conditions continue through about Wednesday before we start kind of get more mild, but not quite average. Average for La Crosse by the time you get to end of next week is around 80, 78 for Eau Claire. So we're not quite there.
Right.
And Labor Day so far looks quiet, I think. Temperatures, we're not going to see any hot or humid conditions, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But kind of iffy on the precipitation chances, but more to come on that.
Warming up from Sunday and Monday,
Yes.
though. That'll be good. All right, thank you, Greg. Coming up in sports, high school football returns. Jacob and Kate are live from West Salem, and they're joined by the Panthers head coach ahead of their game with Onalaska. Up next.
Is it time for new windows or doors? Contact the company who has done the research for you. The best windows and doors installed by the best people. Clear Choice Window and Home Solutions.
We see you out there, making the most of every moment.
Happy birthday, buddy.
One big, bright idea at a time. At Blaine's, we're glad to be part of it by offering best-in-class products and solutions at unbeatable farm and fleet prices. Like men's full blue denim jeans, just $12.99 a pair. Men's and women's Ariat jeans, 25% off. And Valspar Medallion Plus paint, $7 off. Rewards members save an extra $2. Find value on the things you value. Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Be an original.
All the financial benefits are awesome. And then on top of that is green energy.
We have project managers that will walk you through the process, keep you informed along the way, and make sure that the communication is the best that it can be.
The 30% tax credit will end this year, so lock in your savings, reduce your electric bills, and get the full 30% credit while it's still available. Call 608-780-2347 to get solar and get saving with Olson Solar Energy today.
This river wasn't dammed in a day, and GMC trucks weren't built overnight. Like every American achievement, they are a result of dedication. Over 100 years dedicated to the art of engineering and the ambition to always move this country forward. Get 0% APR plus 3,000 trade assistance on select Sierra 1500 models when you trade in an eligible vehicle.
Visit your Best Choice GMC dealer today.
Darling, I believe everything's gonna be alright. No need to worry because you got somebody on your side. We all need a fam, we all need a crew. When you're in a jam, don't know what to do. Just reach out your hand and we'll see you through. Doesn't matter where you're at, we got your back. We got your back.
With a Medica health plan, you're not just covered, you're cared for.
We got your back.
Covering all of the exciting action from your community. Here's News 8 Now Sports.
Good evening, everyone, and hello from West Salem. We've got a big one tonight. We've got Onalaska versus the Panthers in a Week 1 matchup. Jacob Lensdorf and Kate Overson with you here. We'll welcome in head coach of West Salem, Ryan Olson. Ryan, thanks for joining us tonight. Looking forward to a good game between these two teams that are traditionally in the playoffs. So, Coach, talk to me about the offseason for your guys. What have you liked about training camp?
Yeah, we had a great summer in the weight room. Guys worked really hard, and they've come up every day to show to work, and they want to come out and win every night, which is great. And there's a lot of competition at practice, so I'm real excited about the team.
Speaking of competition, you've got a great one tonight. You guys have played Onalaska. This will be the 4th straight Week 1 game against them. They're a tough opponent. What do you like about that? Do you think it sets the tone for the rest of the season playing such a good opponent in them?
Yeah, 100%. It sets the tone for us Week 1. You have to have all your stuff in. You have to be ready to go and be ready to fight Week 1, and it's Onalaska. It doesn't matter if we're playing basketball, tennis, golf, chess, checkers. It's Onalaska. It's a rivalry. We're excited, and we can't wait to be out here.
That's a great quote right there. That tells you about the heated battle that is in store for us tonight. But, Coach, tell us a couple of playmakers that you're looking forward to see this season. You lost a couple of good guys last year, as you always do to graduation. But who are you looking forward to take a step this year?
Yeah, Landon Micklig at defensive end. He was, a great defensive end for us last year. He really got into the weight room after the season, has really worked really hard, and I'm really excited for what he can do at defensive end for us. Along with Isaiah Lack on defense at linebacker. He led us in tackles last year as a sophomore. Expecting him to take another big jump this year as a junior and as a team captain as well. And then really excited on offense for Drew McConkey. Return him at quarterback. He's really grown in the system. Really excited for him. Really, this is his 3rd year as a starter. He started 2 games as a freshman for us. and I'm just really excited what he can do.
Coach, we can't wait to see how this one goes. We'll let you get back to your preparation. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
That is head coach of the West Salem Panthers, Ryan Olson, excuse me. And Kate, this is one of the many games on tap for us tonight. Anything else that kind of has your eye?
I mean, there's so many good games going on, but down in Prairie du Chien, we've got Aquinas versus Prairie, two teams that were in the state semifinals last year. Both teams are going to look a little different this year, so we'll see who steps up, who plays a big game out of those two. But like I said, so many games all over the Cooley area, and we'll have a bunch of highlights tonight at 10.
I've got my eye on Black River Falls versus Sparta tonight, a couple new coaches in this one. So we got highlights from all over the area. Make sure you join us later tonight at 10 for the Friday Night Frenzy. A bit of an abbreviated session to get us started for the season, but we can't wait for the action. We've got highlights and scores coming up.
I'm fired up.
We're fired up.
It's football season. We're back. I mean, I love this.
Gotta love it. All right, that'll do it for us from West Salem. We'll have more weather after the break.
Ashley's Labor Day sale is going on now. Find hot buys for every room starting at just $199. Plus, for a limited time, you can save up to $1,000 off your entire purchase. Or pay no interest until 2030 when you buy in store. Only at Ashley.
Here's a dose of reality. Driving under the influence of prescription painkillers is just as illegal and just as deadly as driving drunk. In fact, there are nearly 2,000 drug-related crashes every year in Wisconsin. Help prevent drug driving, and let's achieve zero preventable deaths on Wisconsin roadways. Driving on pills kills.
There's a reason Chevy is called the heartbeat of America. With SUVs for life's adventures, trucks as dependable as the people who drive them, EVs to charge up a summer of no limits, and American legends that need no introduction. This summer, Chevy drives America.
Get 0% financing on this Silverado, plus $3,000 total cash allowance on select Silverado pickups. That's around $9,000 total value, plus $3,750 owner loyalty cash.
Ashley's Labor Day sale is going on now. For a limited time, you can save up to $800 off select adjustable mattress sets. Plus, you can snooze now and pay later with no interest until 2030 when you buy in store. Only at Ashley.
Once any of the showers or a few storms end early this evening, it's just going to be October-like weather for Sunday and Monday, and eventually getting back to more mild conditions potentially by the end of the week, but no heat, no humidity, and a dry stretch of weather.
All right, get some jackets out this weekend. Thanks for joining us at 6. We'll see you at 10.